Yeah, so SAVE was basically the four of us coming together by accident, effectively. We found that we had common thoughts, we found common ground really easily, and we thought the same sort of way, and we wanted the same sort of things. So very quickly we started to communicate and contact with each other, and from there really we developed these ideas in the meetings, and the more we talked, the more we realised that actually if we were going to take this further and give it some longevity, then actually we needed to call ourselves something for the sake of public identity, you know. And really it was around the two particular areas of our experiences, and that was, you know, how do you help people that are coming forward and encourage them to come forward and speak about what's happened to them, but also make sure that they've got the support in place so that if they need to speak to someone, need therapy, and they need to actually access those services, that they could do that. And that was the first thing that we wanted to ensure that we could do, is that those services were in place.
We don't know about, so
yeah.
Do you think we expect that to continue?
Yeah, well, considering that the law hasn't changed, considering that up until now we've been relying effectively on people's moral compasses to report something. Now, if you consider the situation we've got now of X amount of thousands of people across various different regulated activities and familial abuse in the homes, with the amount of people coming forward, surely we'd be naive to think that this wasn't going to continue. And certainly if the law doesn't change to make sure that people have to report it and people don't, then to me it would suggest that this is going to be something that just continues, and it will go from football to another sport to a scouts to a whatever it is, because these people of a predatory nature will just move around to the different activities to try and get what they want, and so yeah, I think that we will see a continued amount of disclosures from adults after a number of years, so historic cases. But equally, I think that people that are suffering abuse right now and are at a younger age will hopefully disclose at the time they're being abused, or certainly shorter after. I think the average age for a man is over 20 years to disclose from when the abuse finishes. If we can reduce that age and get those ages down, then hopefully we can slow the amount of disclosures that come out over time. But I think for the foreseeable future, I think we'd be naive to think that it wasn't going to continue.
If someone said to me 6 months down the line, a year down the line, I might as well say it's 200 years away. You know, it just feels like such a long time. So I think for a lot of people, it seems to like being pinned around. You know what? Laughing as soon as they sit down, they'll open up. Just put them in front of themselves. I just think some people.
As I say, we want to work collaboratively with organisations, would be that the PFA, the FA, the Pro Game, the EFL we've had meetings with, the Premier League, and with individual clubs, and also with the police. The police are represented here today. We recognise that what happened last November and what is continuing to happen now is totally unprecedented, and you know we don't expect and didn't expect suddenly there to be police officers on hand just waiting for 741 footballers to put their hand up and said, listen, I've got a problem I need you to deal with. I think a lot of progress has been made in terms of these individuals and getting cases into court, and again we recognise that. We've had discussions with Operation Hydrant, who kind of oversee how all these cases are being handled, and there's been some difficulties, but hopefully we've had meetings. We've sat down just today and talked about how we can be involved with managing expectations, if you like, of survivors, and helping to manage liaison moving forward.